There's a quote that says, "A great library has something in it to offend everyone." That's when you know you've done it right.
On this episode of One on One, we sit down with LA County Library Director Skye Patrick, who's been on the job since 2016. During the pandemic, her department faced unprecedented challenges as libraries took on expanded roles, becoming hubs for social services like food distribution and 3D mask printing centers. More recently, she's been at the center of the national culture wars and efforts to ban books and drag queen story hours. We sat down with Skye, the first Black and openly gay woman to hold the position, to find out where libraries are headed, her position on the controversies, and how she's managed to stay on top of it all, even traveling to Washington, D.C. to receive the prestigious Institute of Museum and Library Services 2023 National Medal. Today, we are joined by LA County Library Director Skye Patrick, who's been on the job since 2016. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So we're here inside of this beautiful library. This is one of the 86 LA County libraries in the largest county in the nation population-wise. So how is the LA County library system addressing the changing needs of our community?
Well, first of all, thank you for spotlighting libraries and public libraries. This is one department that has the ability to affect so many people in so many different ways. We started to focus on being an ancillary resource to education. And at this point in time, we're really focusing in on social services. The pandemic really exposed this need to be able to be a touch point for communities, and looked like providing flu shots, as an example, or Mpox vaccinations, or of course COVID-19 vaccinations, opportunities and areas in the library where people could have telehealth appointments with their doctors, looking at families who are in need. When people come in and they're looking to either check out books or check out a computer, or even we have the little MiFis. Mm-hmm. So they come for those kinds of services, and then they say, "Oh, I didn't know you had summer lunches," or right. "Oh, you provide naloxone at libraries." They're just surprised at how many kinds of services they can get from their public library. Another big thing, we've had antigen tests. We've had COVID tests at our libraries for now almost 4 years running.
There is a lot of overlap between public health and libraries because of the things you mentioned. Do you see this trend continuing?
We're a public institution. And so all of the social issues really descend upon the public library. So because of that, Supervisor Janice Hahn put up a motion to ensure that our county libraries had Narcan at our locations in the event that we had an overdose. And unfortunately, it has happened at several libraries, not ours yet, but around the country. And so we have 5 locations currently that distribute naloxone.
Just to play devil's advocate, have you had any customers coming into the library and saying, "I just came to help my daughter or son with their homework. Why is there Narcan here?"
We have not had anyone have that response because it's not sitting out on a table. For one, you have to go to the desk and ask for it. There are no questions asked, and we haven't received any negative feedback.
LA County is one of the most diverse, if not the most diverse county in the entire country. So how is LA County Library helping or reaching out to underserved communities?
We have a massive mobile fleet in this library. We have 4 bookmobiles, and we have STEAM and STEM mobile units. We come to different sort of community events where kids can come and, understand about science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And then we have something called the reading machine. We have 5 of those, where we started this at the beginning, pre-pandemic, where we went to daycare centers. There are I think there's something like 5,000 daycare centers in LA County, and not all of those folks can get to a library and have relationships with libraries.
Another amazing opportunity is that someone can actually get their high school diploma through the LA County Library.
Sure, it's not even a GED. It's an actual bona fide high school diploma. We've had over 1,000 graduates.
One recent library reopening that I understand you're so proud of is the one at Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall.
One of the things we do best, collaborate between county departments. So Los Padrinos is a great example of that. It's a partnership between the probation department, the library department, as well as LACO, LA County Office of Education.
Talk to us about the different services that you offer entirely online.
One of the services we have is a service called Freegal, where we have the entire Sony music database available to our customers for free. You can stream movies. We had a program called Work Ready. We provide them with a laptop and Wi-Fi and MiFi, their own like little Wi-Fi service. LinkedIn Learning, where you have all of these different kind of classes. The most valuable card you have is your library card.
Besides the online program, there's so many different resources that the library offers. Such as renting tools or DJ school.
This program came as a recommendation from one of our staff members. It's like, well, why don't we teach kids how to DJ? And I thought, that's a great idea.
We are in LA, right?
That's right. We are in LA, and there's a huge economic opportunity to young people learning how to spin, as they say. Second to that, in our tool library, we have everything from screwdrivers to hammers to bake sets to a Cricut. Do you know what a Cricut
is?
Yes. Okay, I did not know what a Cricut was. We have a power washer. It's like the crown jewel of the whole program. You don't have to buy them. And then you return them like you do your books. I always talk about libraries being sort of the zero impact department, zero footprint.
And I'll be borrowing a power washer.
I borrowed it, and it was really incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Transitioning into a little bit more of a serious topic, we know that libraries have become a recent target for culture wars, like banned books, drag story hours. So what role is LA County Library taking on these topics, and how are you handling backlash?
Banned books has been an issue for decades in libraries. What is different about this moment is that we have not seen such assault nationally. Anne Frank, Captain Underpants, Harry Potter, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, Bluest Eye, Mouse, all of these really incredible literary masterpieces are under fire. There are people who have decided that it is not a valuable or useful book for young people. So our project is called Books Unbanned. The County Board of Supervisors wanted us to really focus in on the state and provide access, digital access, virtual access to our e-content for young people up to age 18. But it is something that is happening here in California. They are looking to try and block access, and that's essentially what censorship is to block access for resources that someone may need that you may not need yourself. So that's really the pain point here. There's a quote that says, "A great library has something in it to offend everyone." That's when you know you've done it right. It's because the point is representation. So we have a huge, diverse 10 million person population. We are bound to have someone disagree with some materials in our libraries or a program that we have. In this case, it's Drag Story Hour. But I will say about Drag Story Hour is that we've had this program for several years without any fanfare. Libraries are for everyone. That includes the LGBTQ community. That includes people who are trans-identified. That includes people who are unhoused. That includes people who are minoritized or racialized in all of these different ways. The library is for everyone. And so our job is to ensure that we provide that access despite what one group may think over another.
So I understand libraries have always been a really important part of your life. Talk to us about how that informs your decisions and how you handle all of the responsibilities of being the director of the largest county library system in the country.
Yeah, it's quite amazing how large this library system is. You know, it's really simple for me. I use the library as a young person for a lot of things, but primarily I could just go there and I could participate in either like a program or find my favorite, book and find myself a corner, and I could be there all day. I think one of the things that people don't always know or understand about libraries is that this is like this unspoken benefit for families and supporting young people, is that you can literally go to your library and be there all day and know that you're going to be looked after. So we put these sort of like policies and procedures in place to make sure that young people can be safe. So that's how I use the library, and that's how I remember the library. And so it's really easy for me and many of us who work in libraries to continue to try and like make sure that people feel safe and feel comfortable in our locations.
We also know that you're the first Black, openly gay library director. How does that inform your job?
Well, I mean, I can only be myself. I don't know how to be anyone else. And so when you are living in your authentic self, then you move from that place. So I guess the only thing I can say is that I do my best. That looks different every day. And my goal is really just to really live the mission of this department and do everything that I can to support this department and the people who use our services. So that doesn't have anything to do with me being queer. That has everything to do with me being a person who is in charge of a library, in charge of a department.
What do you think is the purpose of libraries?
Well, if you look at any library mission statement, somewhere in there it says to provide lifelong learning. So that's the purpose of library. But from sort of a meta and maybe even a personal point of view, I see libraries as a way to really help people self-actualize. It's not up to me to decide what is right for you. What is up to me is to make sure that you have the kinds of material and access to information so that you can become whomever it is that you are choosing or that you desire. My job is to ensure that you see your story and that you have a way to present your story to the world. That's what I see libraries as.
And how do you see the future of libraries?
The futures of libraries are soaring. I don't see libraries going away anytime soon. I see us continuing to transition, rethink how we provide service, continuing to talk to our communities and our neighbors to say, what is it that you need? How can we support you? And if we continue down that path, libraries will be here for the next 150 years, hopefully longer.
Thank you so much for your time. We know you're super busy with 86 libraries to manage, but we really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.